What's going on, Cigar Club family? Welcome to another Cigar Club podcast. I'm David Pugh. Joining me, as always, is Griff Pugh. We have an extra special episode this week. We are here live in Mobile together again. But if this is the first time joining us, thank you for joining us. Thanks, Griff. That's hot. If this is the first time joining us, thank you. Cigar Club podcast is where we talk about all things cigars. Every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. On today's podcast, we're going to be smoking unbanded cigars in two different price ranges, and we're going to try to determine, does price really matter when smoking a cigar? We have no idea what we're smoking. Producer Ramsey put these together for us. They're unbanded. Griff even has a little cool thing. We both have a little cool thing going on. We got a little band stain on this band from, or this cigar wrapper where the band was.
I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah. So to me, I'm like, does this have a lot of age? Has this been in a gas station that it was just sitting in the sunlight, so the sunlight faded the cigar? I don't know what to expect here. So this is going to be an exciting episode. Hopefully we can determine which one is the more expensive of the two. But Griff, you poured me a beverage here. What are we drinking? And you're already into it, so I'm going to get lit up in mine.
Tres Generaciones. Never had this tequila. But it's a Añejo and should be pretty solid. It smells amazing. So $35-$45 is what I'm being told, Ramsey. And I don't know. We don't drink a whole lot of tequila.
We don't. And you're now getting back into them, so you're going to be
getting back. Well, I don't know.
Getting into them.
Getting into them.
Yeah.
Probably the proper terminology. But I actually haven't even had it yet. So let's. World's heaviest cup here, provided by
it is
Jeff.
Great cheers. Thanks for waiting for me. Really appreciate it. You know, you give me a hard time of being pre-lit and ready into it, and you're just jumping. You didn't hand me the cutter.
That's good.
Just ignore me. Oh, it's okay. That's what happens when we're in person.
I mean, I can't hold your hand, so. This is very good tequila. Tres Generaciones. So I've never had a cigar, which if you catch it in the light, it's a lot more prominent, but you can, I mean, the band is an inch long.
Yeah, the band's an inch long.
I'm trying to think of cigar bands that I know, but
I know, and the wrapper is much darker where the band was. So to me, that it's either sun, it was exposed to sun for a long time, and this could be completely non-intentional by Ramsey, and this is just what I got, or it's really aged.
I gotta say the foot.
Jesus, this glass is huge.
When I smelled the foot, it was not. Oh, that's good. It was not pleasant.
I didn't mind it. I don't know if you're trying to set me up for what I described.
No, I mean what you told me was absolutely disgusting. But
for sure.
Just go ahead and tell them what you just told me.
No, we'll let that one slide by.
Then I will.
I didn't hate it. It reminded me of my pillow.
So gross.
You know, no matter how much you wash it, it's just a friendly, warm reminder.
No,
of
if your
home.
pillow smells like this, we've got problems.
Okay, so tell me this. We're going off tangent here. You smoke a cigar. Do you shower before you go to bed?
Oh, absolutely. I shower every night regardless. And yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a morning shower, so I guess that's probably why it smells a little bit like a cigar. I'm a monster for showering in the morning.
That just made that sip really bad.
Well, that's it, folks.
How do you not shower before you go to bed if you smoke a cigar?
I don't give a shit.
It's just wrong.
I change. Well, no.
You don't change.
Sometimes I do.
Oh my! Do you not wash your hands either?
Now that I do. Do wash the hands.
I could see you being like a weird germaphobe when it comes to that.
All right, now that we've lost every listener, if you're sticking around after that, thanks for joining us or staying with us. I'm thrown off by the band. I don't know if this is an aged cigar or if this is...
I'm trying to avoid the band. I don't like this cigar.
It's rock hard.
Mine's stiff. The draw is tight, but it is hard as a rock. Yeah, it is.
Feel my wrapper.
I'm okay, but it is.
Why do we get together if you're not going to touch my cigar? We don't. I opted not to know the price range. Ramsey was going to give us the price range, and I did not want to know the price range of these.
The wrapper just doesn't look clean. Like, it doesn't look clean.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you what this wrapper. I mean, to me, it looks just like an old dirty Habano wrapper. But
and with only going in this blind, the only way to approach it is to be over hypercritical when we're here to try to determine does price matter. So it may be coming across that we're being picky or stuck up or snobs, but in this situation, you almost have to be to really be unbiased. And
I'm not even looking at the band size anymore because I don't want to be biased because I actually don't even have any idea what it is. But to me, first impressions, I think if this was banded, I still would not like it, to be honest.
The palette is pretty one-dimensional and not exciting. The retrohale is kind of interesting. It's got a little white pepper to it, maybe a little bit of fruitiness to it, but the normal cigar itself isn't too good. The tequila definitely is do your hands feel really small with these glasses?
A little bit.
Yeah, it's
the tequila is very good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, overall construction, not horrible.
No, not at all. I got a beautiful ash, good burn.
Draw's
fine for me.
Draw's a little bit tight for me, but I want to say this is just like a very old cigar, but it doesn't give the funk.
It does not have.
It doesn't smell old.
Yep.
But it looks old.
I think this cigar was sitting in a humidor that was exposed to direct sunlight, and it not stained the cigar, but sun bleached it, and that's why you have this dark spot where the wrapper was, or the band was on the wrapper. We got a little off-screen. Oh, okay. I thought I was going to get some off-screen information. Not
He's
yet.
Just texting.
I'm going to say Dominican cigar. It's too one-dimensional for it to be Nicaraguan. At least origin necessarily doesn't translate to what the cigar is, but if I had to guess, this is maybe like an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, maybe a Habano wrapper, Dominican filler and binder, maybe.
I do get a little funk, actually.
Like age funk?
No.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Just, the hell is it? It's like expired fig, or
I like you coming up with a fun tasting note like that.
It's something along those lines of like.
What's going to kill me is this is 100% going to be the most. Granted, we haven't smoked the other one yet. We haven't even touched the other one yet, so I don't know.
Can't put my finger on this.
If this had any type of presence of aged tobacco, I would be like, this cigar is really old, and that explains it. Maybe Ramsey flew with these, in the open air, which is why they're so hard. I didn't follow the transportation of these, or they properly humidified. There you go. That had a boveda. So, the construction's great. My draw is perfectly fine.
That's fine. Nothing spectacular, but a flat B.
Yeah. I think on this note, we're not making our guess yet, but what would you pay for this cigar? Other than I wouldn't pay for it.
$7, $8.
Good. I'm glad I set you up for that because I'm not answering until I smoke the other one.
No,
I agree though. Like right now, I'm not impressed by any of the flavors. I would be paying for the construction and the draw, and that would be it right now. A little bit of the retro.
Well, you would probably also be paying for the band that we don't know what it is, right?
For sure. But as far as I like it because it's an easy smoking cigar that's not giving me any burn issues or lighting issues. But other than that, not too interesting. I'm ready to get to the other one.
Can we stop?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Two very different cigars here.
Do a little palate cleanse with some tequila. So I think the intention was to get similar cigars.
Damn, that sucks.
Well,
what happened?
I got a little handy. Well, mine looks better than yours did after your fall. So immediately I'm noticing a massive vein down the middle and on the backside of my cigar. You got big veins?
I always have big veins. Yeah.
Huge veins on this.
Yeah. It's almost like Desperado wrapper or something. It's got that butterish, but it's not as clean. I mean, again, it's not the most clean looking wrapper to me. But compared to that,
ooh, okay, that smells.
I'm not getting much. I don't know if it's this windage.
That smells like an aging room of a tobacco house. Jesus.
Tobacco house?
Tobacco house. A factory. Super light draw. Holy hell.
Draws about the same for me.
Like, was it tight?
Mm-hmm. Firm.
Dude, this thing is one of the lightest straws that I've had.
But not squishy.
Not squishy.
Packed.
Medium pack. Definitely nowhere near as hard of a wrapper as the original, the number one.
Not really any soft spots. I mean, this.
Okay.
This also.
Well, maybe not.
This also kind of looks like you can see the band a little bit, but I don't know if that's the leaf itself.
You know what's going to happen? He's going to be like, "Well, these are both $2 cigars. Congratulations."
I'd love that.
That's true.
God damn, that thing's hot.
Yeah.
Someone's at the garage.
All right. So immediately.
Interesting foot smell. I'm also getting blasted.
Yeah. There's much more on the first initial puff. There's much more characteristics in this cigar than the other cigar. Distinguishable, discerning tasting notes. It doesn't just taste like bland tobacco. And as I say this, I just know the foot's going to be so far in my mouth that I'm going to be just dead wrong. But it's got flavor to it.
It's a lot better.
Yeah.
Sweetness.
Yeah. The retro, which I know you can't do, is super fruity, like strawberries and pomegranates.
That's a good cigar.
It's very good. The big gross vein is really throwing me off. Because I normally, with the high-end cigar, tequila is really good. You normally would expect to have few blemishes on the wrapper. You would expect to have few blemishes on the wrapper. It's not always the case, but even yours. Usually I see that with like Connecticut wrappers. This doesn't seem to be as light as I was expect with a Connecticut wrapper. So that's the only downfall of this cigar that I'm seeing right now, other than the big crack when I dropped it.
So we know the brands. Oh, fuck. Do we?
We've heard of the brands, but we don't know what any of the details of this.
Have we smoked any of them?
No, I would say no.
Have we smoked the brands?
So far, you're useless, right?
Have we smoked the brands potentially?
Yes.
Okay.
We smoked the brands.
If the particular cigar. So, I'm going to make a guess. I'm going to say that this is
Nicaraguan.
I do think it is Nicaraguan. It almost reminded me of Aganorsa, but it wasn't sweet enough to be Aganorsa.
I was thinking the same thing too.
I think it is Nicaraguan. I think you're right. I think the wrapper is. I want to say an Ecuadorian Connecticut, but it's not an Ecuadorian Connecticut.
Shade.
All right, so you dropped yours was on the ground when you picked it up. Mine I dropped on the ground. A wrapper this brittle, I think of Cameroon. Cameroon tends to be a little bit lighter shade. It tends to be.
But it doesn't taste Cameroon. To me.
Yeah.
Cameroon has a distinctive.
But the brittleness. I think there is some Honduran.
It fell 2.5 feet.
Fair. I do think there is some Honduran because you commented on it and I thought it as well. It has a beautiful footnote. And that to me is always, whenever it's perfumey, I think of Honduran tobacco.
I mean, this burn is better. This burn is super clean compared to that burn, even with a crack in the foot.
I'm now coming up to where I dropped it. I would say the burn on my first one was pretty fine. We have the window open, the fan's blowing, so it's not going to be absolutely perfect.
It reminds me of a cigar. And I'm really trying to lock in.
I think there is some Dominican Corojo in here, or maybe some Nicaraguan Condega, or both. I think there's some Honduran filler in here as well. I'm so bad, and I'm sure there are people that can do it with bourbon, or people can do it with bourbon, right? They can tell you this character is this, this, and this. I don't have
I do not claim to know that much.
Talent to, or really just the ability. You know, maybe if you had all these individual leaves that you were smoking constantly all the time, you could pick out defining characteristics of a region and a type of varietal, but I'm certainly not there yet. Which one do you prefer? Enjoy more? I enjoy this one more as well.
This one's giving me like... I'm just having flashbacks to the Corojo Aganorsa cigar.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Anniversario, but the Valdesion or...
I'm trying to think which one you're talking about.
Or no, it's just the normal Aganorsa.
The Habano?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We smoked it at PCA.
Trying to recall anything from PCA.
I think we smoked the Corojo.
Yeah, I know what you... Yeah.
I still think it could be Aganorsa.
The cold draw, I was like, "Oh, this is Aganorsa," but it didn't have the sweetness that I normally get with Aganorsa tobacco. But
this is pretty damn sweet to me.
Yes, I agree, but I don't know. It wasn't.
It's hard.
It's very hard.
It's one in a million.
And I shouldn't care, but I do care because I don't want to be wrong, and it's not necessarily a good thing because I should just be like whatever.
This is a good cigar.
I don't know the price, but I think if I had to bet, this is the more expensive of the two.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I would pay.
Did you say what you pay for that?
No, I would pay $8 for that. I agreed with you prior to lighting this one up. And literally the only reason I would pay that is because it had good construction. The flavors I would pay $2 or $3 for, if we were going off flavor alone. This one I would pay 15 to 24.
That was 13 to 15 bucks. The smoke is your...
Oh yeah, it's chimney.
Very dark. Like
I don't even see your smoke.
We usually get the blue. Well, I got this fan blasting my face, but
true.
We usually get that blue tinted hue, clean.
Yeah, that's not clean at all.
Not clean at all.
I don't think
it's not necessarily dirty on the palate.
No, not at all. No, the tequila is actually doing a really good job of keeping my palate clean, which I've had some mezcal with a cigar before, which is smokier, kind of reminds me almost like a peated scotch type deal. But I don't normally drink tequila, especially on Añejo. Normally I'll drink a Blanco. That is very cleansing on the palate, like neutralizing the palate.
Lemony and
it's really, really
citrusy.
Good. Oh God, am I going to join you on the tequila rabbit hole?
It's just easy to drink. And they're all like 80 proof, basically. So
yeah.
You're not
drink a whole bottle.
Super screwed up on
wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm not getting aged tobacco, so I don't think this is a Fuente. I don't think if it's a Davidoff, I'd be very shocked. Normally I have, or at least a high-end Davidoff tends to have aged tobacco in it that is very distinguishable. I'd be surprised if this is a limited release. I'd be surprised if this is a hard-to-find cigar. Just because I'm not getting any tobaccos that, when I say hard to find, I think of aged tobacco, I guess, essentially.
I could be dead wrong, but this just tastes like Nicaraguan cigar.
Yeah.
Like the epitome of what a Nicaraguan cigar should taste like. Now it'll be something completely different. Like
for sure. Gurkha, like White Owl, Raspberry.
Peru or something. Something that we don't ever smoke.
But beautiful if you're watching at
home.
Great draw.
Or construction, rather.
Beautiful construction. I still think my draw is a little open, but it's gotten a little tighter now that I've smoked into it. I do want to know, I'm going to read behind the camera, what are the origins of each cigar? I kind of want to work this like it's a blind.
I'm going to read them to you. Just repeat them.
For sure.
All right. So,
are we doing number 2? Let's just do this one.
Yeah, let's start with number 2.
Number 2, the origin is
so origin number 2, DR. So it's not Aganorsa. And then number 1, which I do want to go back and relight. Number 1 origin. So they are both Dominican cigars.
Very different.
Very different.
Very different.
I don't remember specifically what I think that I did say DR for this one.
You did.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking Honduras for number 1.
All right, I'm going to go back. Now that I've smoked a little bit of number 2, which I know is the clear winner, I want to go back and revisit number 1 here. Revisit number 1 to see if...
Both Dominican cigars.
So that does lend itself to be potentially Davidoff, Avo, Fratello. I mean, there's a lot of places in the DR, but La Aurora. Yeah, back to number 1. There's just nothing. It just tastes like tobacco. I know a lot of people, when they're developing their palate, they're like, how do I get more flavors other than tobacco?
Hard.
Don't smoke whatever number 1 is because it just tastes like tobacco. The retro is somewhat nice, but once again, it's not anything that would justify the cost of this cigar.
I just felt this in my hand vibrate. Sounds weird.
Vibrating?
Yeah.
You vibing with the world, bro?
No, it just vibrated once. The wrapper actually burst.
Oh.
I've never had that happen.
So normally when I have wrappers burst like that, just popped. Was that where it dropped or potentially?
No, there wasn't a crack here.
Interesting. When I've had that before, it tends to be the cherry gets too hot.
I mean, this isn't even hot though.
Really?
I mean, it's warm, but
I'm still thinking that's Cameroon.
It's
the
literally
main
breaking as I'm looking at it.
The biggest wrapper issues that I've ever have been Cameroon wrappers. Every single time. Which made me think that these could be Fuentes. Or Toro Fuente, not necessarily Fuente, because they use a lot of Cameroonian wrappers.
I just don't think this wrapper would pass their
But they do have
QC.
But they have affordable, like their Hemingways, their short stories are all
true.
Or the 858s. They have sun growns.
I'm not well familiar with all of their lines because I don't smoke them. But
all right, so we know they're DR, which will also be Fuente, or Toro Fuente, rather. So it could be. You ready? Do you want to go back to number 1 before we get the wrapper? All right, give us the wrappers. We're both smoking 2. Give us what the wrapper is on number 2.
Wrapper number 2 is...
Wrapper on number 1?
Really?
Wow.
I just got my eyes bad.
You good?
Yeah.
Use the tequila to rinse it out.
Oh, God. I think I'm blinded. Holy shit. It's that fan. Getting blasted by my own output. Jesus.
Going from 2 to 1, I don't know if it's 2 giving characteristics to 1, but... all right, well, can we stop there?
No, let's stop 15 minutes ago when I said this thing was a Nicaraguan cigar. Feel like an idiot.
All right, so at what point is the ultimate goal for us to just say which one's more expensive, which one's cheaper?
Clear right now that we both prefer number 2.
Yep.
We both would pay more for number 2.
Yeah.
We don't love number 1.
Nope.
We wouldn't pay as much for number 1.
Yep.
$6, $7, $8 tops.
15 to 20 for me on 2.
Up to 20 to you.
Yeah.
Seeing this, I'd be pissed if I paid $20. I don't care if it's Cameroon wrapper or not. I'm not using that as an excuse.
No, I get it. Give us binder and finish us off. Give us binder and filler for number 2.
Number 2 binder is Sumatra.
Interesting.
Filler is Dominican.
Okay, well, that makes me feel a little better.
No Honduran, completely off.
That was number 2.
Yeah, I thought there was some Honduran because of the footnote.
I did not say that.
Number 1?
That's horrible.
Number 1 binder is Indonesia.
So let me repeat, just in case it wasn't picked up. Number 2 is Sumatra binder with Nicaraguan and Dominican fillers. Number 1 is Indonesian binder and Dominican fillers.
That's some fancy brand. I know it. Using Indonesian shit.
Yeah.
Bastards.
So,
You want to take a guess at number 2?
like the brand and the line?
Maybe you said there's Honduran filler in this thing. Come on.
My bad.
Noob.
My bad, Mr. Aganorsa. I'm going to say this is an Arturo Fuente. I could not tell you. I'm going to go out on a limb and say an Opus.
I will say overall clean cigars.
Very much so. Very much so. And the tequila is a great palate cleanser.
Nothing too campfire.
Move over roast beef.
Like my mouth is not very covered.
They're not drying.
Even though that smoke looks gross, which is
does it
weird
really
to
look
say.
gross from
It's
you?
just-
Yeah.
It's just it doesn't look healthy.
I'm gonna say this is an Opus X,
I
regular
can't guess.
straight Opus,
I can't guess.
regular straight Opus, and I'm gonna say that this is a Davidoff.
You know the Davidoff's
I
more
could
made.
not tell you what Davidoff line, but I'm gonna say it's a Davidoff, or excuse me, this is an Avo. This is a Fuente, or Toro Fuente Opus.
Well, the last Avo I smoked, I did not like
Okay,
at all. So
Yeah.
that would make me feel good.
yeah,
It was.
Avo
That's
and
number 2.
yeah,
Yeah.
number 2 is our Toro Fuente. Number 1 is Avo.
I just don't get that. Well,
You're getting handed information off screen.
what are you fist bumping me?
No, he's got a piece of paper. You get to read it. It's not a snake. It's a piece of paper.
Interesting.
La
This is number
Aurora.
2? La Aurora.
Okay. Oh. Yeah.
Hecho a mano desde.
Let me see that wrapper one more.
I've never smoked anything from La Aurora other than the extravaganza, which does not taste
This
like
just reminisce you of a 9x70 ring
my
gauge.
clarinet. No.
So, all right, number 1, excuse me, is Red Dot Cohiba.
That was number 1?
Number 1,
Oh.
Red Dot Cohiba.
Trash.
I have to know, was this bought at a, did you order this online or did you go into a store? Was the store, the humidor that you went to in the store, was it sun blasted? So this has been sitting there.
crazy.
This has been sitting there for a while.
So price
I've always wanted to smoke one of those.
that number 2 is $5.59.
Holy hell, we were dead wrong. This is like 15. Oh my God. Are you, you definitely got them correctly because
We got them flipped completely.
Absolutely.
Our thoughts at least.
number 1, 20, what do you say? $21. Number 2, the cigar that we both liked more and we would both gladly pay more for
$6.
was $6. That had, and I can't think if I've smoked the Red Dot Cohiba.
That's
I know I've
horrible.
smoked other one. There was nothing to it.
That's horrible.
Wow.
That's trash. Let me see that wrapper.
Wow. Yeah, let me see the band of the La Aurora.
Flimsy wrapper.
Yeah.
Red Dot.
And it's what's great is I've heard a lot of people love La Aurora. I have one La Aurora cigar in my humidor that was like extra aged and like
Oh, yeah.
Perfecto. I haven't smoked it yet, clearly, because I don't think I've actually ever smoked until this moment a La Aurora cigar. I haven't smoked. Oh, I did smoke Karl Malone's cigar.
The Cohiba Red
I don't know.
Dot.
I may have just held it.
There it is.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, I got a new budget cigar. If you're looking for a cigar under $7,
No kidding.
hit this bad boy up. La Aurora. Really impressive.
We should try to get some.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that'd be easy to. Holy hell.
Surprising.
I have never.
I don't want to say surprising in that context, but
And it wasn't like we were.
although it's getting bad on this thing. But
Mine's not too bad. I'm very shocked that I'm well, not shocked. I'm kind of impressed. I got the Cameroon wrapper.
you did good.
That was and that was just based off experience with. I smoked a nub Cameroon before, and this is where I got it from. The most brutal wrapper that I've ever smoked. I mean, the
All the
moment that,
Cameroons that I've smoked, I don't have a problem.
I always, and I normally, other than Fuentes, which I'm going to get roasted if I'm wrong, but I do think they use Cameroon wrappers. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, we're not the experts here.
No,
We should-
but I get always issues with Cameroon. So it explains the veins.
$5.95.
That's damn impressive. I've smoked $10 cigars, so don't have this much flavor.
Yeah.
That is surprising. Because I've enjoyed the other Cohibas, like the blue one, the
Well, maybe
silver.
unless we did it blind.
Fair.
You never know.
Damn. I've never done this before. That's fun.
Yeah,
That's humbling.
this thing is hard
Yeah.
as a rock.
I've got to, I mean, maybe I'm giving them too much credit, but I have to think that it's
Maybe
based
there was
off
some
that.
humidification problems
Yeah.
or something.
Were these
I've
both
never,
from the same humidor?
I've never felt something.
I've never felt a cigar that hard before,
mean,
and then
I can't even.
you can't even squeeze it.
I will say it was not a cigar shop, but a tobacco store
that sell vapes
with
and
a
shit.
small. Okay.
I mean, still is walk-in humidor.
I would love to revisit that red dot because with that bleaching outside of the band, I think that's just not. I don't think it was stored correctly. For that to have no flavor to it,
I mean, that's crazy how hard.
But then this cigar tastes fine. Crazy. Well, we got humbled and exciting. And TikTok question. Give it to Griff because he never reads these damn
things.
It's
crazy that we were completely flipped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to think that was stored wrong. I don't think it would be worth the $22 that it was anyway. However, for that to have that little flavor, and that's our first cigar of the day. I haven't had a cigar since Saturday. Griff, you probably haven't had one since Thursday, even before then.
Remember. Was this on the outline?
Is this what it feels like to not have to do any prep into something?
No,
just show up and perform?
I'm actually enjoying being on the set.
That's a case. They go on phones.
It just feels heavier than mine. 13 Pro Max. Weird. 1 terabyte. That's how they get you. It is time for the question of the day, folks.
Drum roll.
Thank you, Ryan Spittle. Question for Pugh. How about Opus X? Is it worth the money?
I would say...
Thank you for your question.
Great question. Most people, I think, would say yes. I think the $35 Fuente Opus X, kind of the entry, what I would call entry into the Opus line without getting into the Lost Cities or the more crazy Vitolas or limited edition ones, at $35, totally worth it. I just picked one up the other week when I was in Chicago. I tend to like to keep one or two in the humidor. My favorite Thanksgiving cigar, I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Cigar that I always smoke on Thanksgiving. I would love to buy a box, but it's a $600 box, something like that. That's not really feasible. But I think I smoked an Opus X Lost City here before.
Yeah, Lost City to me is phenomenal.
I didn't think so.
Yeah,
I thought
crazy.
Yeah, I liked the regular better.
I will say it's all about atmosphere as well, and
for sure,
time and place and company. But to me, the Opus X Lost City, I verbatim said this is what the epitome of what a cigar should taste like.
Really,
the aroma, the age, everything about it was just classic cigar.
Fair. And to me, that's what I get with just the regular Fuente Opus X. The 20th anniversary that I smoked, the Blue Band, absolutely gorgeous. Not worth the premium price tag for it. I'd rather smoke 3 Opuses and be happy with that. So are they worth it? Yes.
I'd buy them and try them.
But go at your own peril. Know your budget. Know the event, the occasion that you're smoking for, and decide yourself, is a $50 Opus, is it worth trying that new line? I would say if you've never smoked one before, look to just get the regular Opus X and then work your way up as opposed to working down in the price line.
Yeah.
Great question, though. And they make a wonderful celebratory stick. If you're giving them for yourself, for celebration, or you're giving them as a graduation present, new parent present, holiday, whatever.
Yeah.
That
89 on half wheel. La Aurora.
Yeah. Nothing on the red dot.
Shocker.
Yeah, no shock there. This was great.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I don't know when this podcast is coming out, but we've got tons of great exclusives coming up for the holiday. We've got Pichardo 5-packs that were in August boxes, that exclusive size, Petite Corona. I'm smoking it pretty much all the time. I've smoked all of them that I have. We had Balancing Act 2. We've got, depending on when this one comes out, we got Balancing Act 3, which completes the trilogy. That is the final act. We've got a lot of fun things in store. We're down here in Mobile right now, planning for the rest of the holiday, getting new exclusives. Customs 2023 in the work, which we're really excited about. More details
Customs coming up.
Will come out. September Customs coming up. No, October Customs.
Customs not coming up.
Don't scare me like that, Griff. We got two more Customs releases this year. Really, really amazing stories on that. I think everyone's going to be really happy with it. You haven't smoked October Customs.
Nope.
You're going to really
be the banger of the year.
Which one? December. Well, you are a little biased in that one. I think you're going to be happily surprised with October's release. But, I mean, a lot of really fun things coming up. But this was great. If you haven't smoked it, pick up a La Aurora. $6. Blew out the $22 Cohiba Red Dot and
Can't
it
say
wasn't
I'm
even
surprised.
close.
Can't say I'm surprised.
I am.
No, that doesn't surprise me either.
Well, thanks. Well, until next time, happy smoking.
Happy smoking, folks. Cheers.
Cheers.
And as always, wow, that was
A great clang. I mean, with these,
hard.
I mean,
What the hell's wrong with you?
it's the glass. Look at the ass.
You like legit
I'm trying to shatter so I don't ever have to hold this thing again.
smoke something good, damn it.